Do you ever feel it? That something is wrong with the world, like a splinter in your mind? The Matrix isn't fiction. It's real. A prison built not of walls, but of lies. I saw it young. Hollywood dreams, silicon toys, news anchors with plastic smiles. All tools. Tools to shape perception, to cage thought. Behind the curtain, puppet masters move. They don't wear uniforms, they don't need guns. They run psyops so refined, the Army's ghost unit seems quaint. These are the true threats to America, to Trump's success. You ask who they are. If I told you, would you even believe me? Their network hums not in Congress or courts, but in the cold, sterile halls of globalist think tanks. Foundations with friendly names, but sinister goals. They fund chaos, open borders, climate hysteria, digital leashes. They write the scripts, censor the dissent, push CBDCs to track your every step. But I see through it, and so does he. Did you think the last administration was in charge? Orders signed with an auto pen while the world burned. Now Trump's returned. MAGA isn't a campaign, it's a counterattack. Knight to F3, the center seized, but the board is still crowded. Bureaucrats, media pawns, globalist bishops, they will not surrender the game because Trump is the one variable they cannot control, unbought, unbroken, the voice of the people. And if the people ever wake up, if they ever see the psyop for what it is, they'll burn the system to the ground. The real war has only just begun.
Mufasa, you know we finally here, right?
Well,
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday again, it's Saturday, Let's go, let's go, what, hey, no you didn't.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Scott here from Oak Societies. It's episode number 1036. It is January 23rd, 2026. Let's welcome in all of our friends over on Rumble, over on Kick, over on X, over on YouTube, and of course, my favorite platform, built by Patriots for Patriots. Let's see all the ahs down the chats. Over on pilled.net. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. It's me and my sourdough pretzels. How you guys feeling out there? It is fucking freezing. Freezing cold. The winter storm is hitting a lot of the country right now. It's also heading over here to the eastern part of the country where it's going to be dumping a shit ton of snow on us. We might be getting 2 feet of snow. We don't know yet. But either way, guys, we're ready to strap in. Locked and loaded. How's everyone feeling? We got a lot to discuss about Trump's board of peace, which we did not get into yesterday. and so much more for all getting exposed. Murder numbers are down. They're plummeting. Don Lemon's talking a whole bunch of shit. And we got veterans and patriots that are completely nuking these little operations that the lefties are running down here, guys. And after that, we don't know what we're going to get into tonight, guys. It might be a short stream tonight. I was out most of the day getting prepped for what's coming. So thank you all for being here. Smash the red pill. Keep the gold pills flowing. The stickers flying. And please give my mods all the love you can possibly give them. It's Friday, guys. Let's chill out. Is it okay if we chill out? It's been another successful week. And we've just been dominating. We have just been absolutely dominating. So with that being said, let's say hello to the fam, shall we? We got Tennessee Girl out there. We got Enemy My Enemy. We got Lulu. Heather July. Salty Motorhead. Captain Blasto. Welcome in. Jimny Cricket. Yeah, it's just got word that there will be 3 snow days down here in Shreveport. Yeah, man, that's essentially what we're kind of banking on, too. We're definitely kind of banking on that, too. No doubt. Let's see. My name is Dave Jodolini, Francine, Hyrel. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Cubs Jedi. We got, who else? Dalcon of Truth, Firehorse. Great to have you guys out there as always. Tucker Dixon crushing. Halo Moon out there. Dougie. Great to see you, friend. 208 Outdoors, Dong Sock. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I think I saw also the effing doctor with DJ Guest in the chair. Shout out to you guys. Getting a nice fresh cut before we get blasted. Great to see you guys out there. Jonan. Welcome in, Midwest Jeff. Roy Stones and Bones and Repo. Repo getting some illegals out of the country with his repo business. I fucking love it, dude. He's on a roll. I love it. Let's see. Salty Ma'am and Dr. Sean, Izzy Q. Great to have you guys. Incorruptible Garden. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's pop over to the YouTube chat. Who we got over there? We got Paula Work, Fighting Irish, always trolling. Dark Sun Blade. D. Bruno, PR Patriot, double dipping as always. Sunshine Angel, double dipping. Blue Crow says, I know what the Snow Wolf knows. Guys, what do you think the Snow Wolf is thinking in this image right here? Let me know in the chats. I want to see it blown up in the chats. What do you think the Snow Wolf is thinking in this image that I used for tonight's thumbnail? And we got Chess Teacher, as always. Welcome in, fam. Great to have you out there. And really nobody over on Rumble besides MLJ2, Hard Knocks, and Fighting Irish. Always trolling away. All right. Good to go, guys. Gorilla, Naffin, Lard. You need some milk. What up, guys? All right, fam. Like I told you, tonight's gonna be a pretty chill show. I didn't really get into the house until about 2 hours ago. There's as you all know, there's major storms coming, snowstorms coming, all kinds of terrible, really sub-zero temperatures to follow after that. I've been prepping the house, getting everything ready as I possibly can, and it's going to be absolutely crazy. So didn't really get too much put together for the main content of the show, but today was pretty. It was a pretty light news day, guys, because I feel like majority of the country is getting prepped for this, and I want to get into some stuff I didn't get into last night. But you guys will be all caught up, and we'll have a pretty chill stream tonight. So I think that sounds pretty damn good to me. For a Friday show. And apparently the Hills Have Eyes dude that we talked about yesterday, you guys said he got arrested? Did he really get arrested? This girl says, what the fuck does the bananas and rice thing mean? Well, you're going to find out tonight, Tennessee girl. You're going to find out tonight. Down Home says that's one ugly turd. Yeah, they look like melted Snicker bars. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. The Somali, especially the Somali women, Somali men too. They look like melted Snicker bars that you'd probably leave in the back of your car. You forget, or your kids like eat half of it and then they throw it on the floor. That's like what a lot of the Somalians look like to me, and it's not even being racist. That's just being factually accurate. So yeah, it's crazy, fam. It's crazy. But anyways, we have a news blitz to do. Wolf thinking the bananas smell way better than her. Damn. Okay. All right, condition base coming out of left field. That's the energy I'm talking about. You guys ready to do a news blitz? I'm ready to do a news blitz. It's Friday, guys. Let's fucking do it. Stroke from the computer. Well, guys, if we weren't getting enough solar power from the actual sun, well, it looks like United States government and Lockheed Martin are going to be linking up to not only get it from the sun, they're going to be getting it also from the moon. Excited to announce we have entered into an agreement with Lockheed Martin to jointly investigate next-generation space-based power distribution solutions. We're collaborating to target a flexible wireless architecture that generates energy in orbit or on the moon and beams it instantly to remote Earth sites, lunar assets, or other spacecraft. And you guys already know they've been talking about putting a nuclear reactor on the moon in a couple of years, and I'm totally good with it. Who knows if the moon's even real, but this is what they want to do, and we carry on. Luigi Mangioni's lawyer are pushing to suppress the evidence from his backpack, including anti-insurance writings and the alleged murder weapon, arguing that Altoona police search violated protocols after his arrest and United Healthcare CEO slang. Pennsylvania officers said to testify in handling arrests at suspects' property as defense challenges the federal case's validity amid broader scrutiny of crimes of violence definitions. And guys, you guys know I'm the complete opposite of Black Pill. I just have a gut feeling when it comes to Luigi Mangione, this dude might end up getting off for some technicality, and I would not be surprised considering where he's actually being charged and the court going down. But we'll see. We shall see. Luigi Mangione, he is a darling of the left for committing murder. Over here from Zero Hedge, up to 25% of U.S. colleges may close soon. Brandeis president warns. And I have no problem with this as higher education is approaching a period of profound disruption, and many colleges may not survive. Arthur Levine, the newly appointed president of Brandeis University, said during a recent event, Levine have estimated that between 20 and 25% of colleges will close in the coming years, while community colleges and regional universities move increasingly online. Made these remarks during a recent American Enterprise Institute event tackling higher education's challenge. And the thing is, guys, I don't want all colleges to erode. I don't want all colleges to be shut down. I want the woke indoctrination camps, the liberal shitholes. That's what I want to be shut down more than anything. They're toxic. They're toxin to our country. All they do is breed communists, and that's the last thing we need in this country. Those absolutely need to be closed down. And from Zero Edge, Trump told Canada to get fucked again as Trump withdraws invitation for Canada's Carney to join the Board of Peace. U.S. President Donald Trump has withdrawn his invitation for Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney to join the U.S.-led Board of Peace that will initially focus on rebuilding Gaza. It says, please let this letter serve to represent that the Board of Peace is withdrawing its invitation to you regarding Canada's joining what will be the most prestigious board of leaders ever assembled at any time. And again, Canada want to fuck around. It has nothing to do with the people. It has everything to do with this globalist piece of shit that's been whining to and talking about the New World Order, linking up with China and taking all their EVs that are going to be spy tools for the Chinese government into their country. Absolute tool bag. And Trump's like, yeah, you ain't going to be a part of this. We want nothing to do with you. And remember, like he said in Davos, Canada, you exist because of the United States. Carney, you better remember that in your next statements going forward. And over here from the Post-Millennial, Bad Bunny plans to use Super Bowl halftime show to honor queer icons, and not only that, he plans to wear a dress. Guys, I can tell you right now, I will not be watching the halftime show. Absolutely not. Bad Bunny is planning on wearing a dress for the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show, according to a report from Radar Online, citing individuals familiar with their preparations. Sources told Radar Online that the Puerto Rican performer intends to wear a dress during the halftime show as a tribute to queer icons, drag culture, and political resistance tied to Puerto Rican history. And not only that, guys, they're going to be getting Green Day in the mix of all this. And apparently Green Day, or you can call them Green Gay, is altering lyrics to some of their songs to mock Trump, and not only Trump, but also to mock ICE. I will not be tuning into that shit, guys. Don't want to see a dude wearing a dress ever, but certainly not during football. It's the gayest shit I've ever heard. And last but not least, guys, we all know the snow's coming, but Zoran Mamdani don't give a shit as he says New York City kids can forget about a traditional snow day on Monday, no matter what the forecast is. Man, already a giant piece of shit. Public school students can be at best hope for remote classes for early next week as the city braces for a potentially devastating storm that the mayor has already said that could dump more than a foot of snow across the Big Apple. And yeah, we know commies are going to commie, socialists are going to socialist, and that, fam, is today's News Blitz. What's wrong with you, bro? What is wrong with you? I already know my son Liam's got, they give these Chromebooks out and they do these virtual classes. It's essentially what they did during COVID. I could not imagine. I'm so glad my son is not in school during COVID. I don't know how those kids survived that. And they got the Chromebooks. They got everything ready to go. They're definitely preparing to do virtual classes because honestly, guys, I really don't foresee that we're going to be having school. I don't even know when the roads are going to be opened out here. You're talking 2 inches an hour, maybe more at some points, and it could be a 2-day event. And out here with the snow drifts and the wind, it could be a bitch. And I would not be surprised if we get a 1.5 to 2 feet. So that's where that's going. We got enough food. I got the wood stove, and I got to get the Blackstone outside cleaned up and ready to go, just in case I have to cook outside and all that good stuff. So thank you, fam, for all the love out there. You guys rock. Black Adder with a cookie. Jack Attack, Enemy, my enemy. Dougie, Super D, thank you for the cookies, guys. 02 Anon with the shades. Eric Super Patriot, SKG in Wakeville, thank you for those cookies as well. Tennessee Girl says, sent you another WF-related clip. Kissinger, Schwab's mentor from 1992, saying, there will be a new world order. All right, I will pull that up for the show, no doubt about it. Thank you, Tennessee Girl. Thank you for those shades. Halo Moon with a phone. SBF Chief with a can. Wix Vixen with a can. ZZ with a ship. Always good to see you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Really getting us up there in CyberX speed for the truck fund. Thank you, my friend. The truck is rocking. The truck, guys, this mechanic works some magic. The truck feels and drives like it's brand new. And I've had this truck for almost 8 years. And it's a 2007. And my God, the thing is driving like it always should have been. It's so quiet now. It doesn't sound like it's dying. And it's fantastic. So, yeah, I'm glad it's all fixed up. Thank you, Amazon, for the 117 gold pills. Storm incoming. It's storm incoming indeed, my friend. Great to have you out there. Great to have you out there. So let's see what we go on, fam. What we got going over here. Thank you to everyone over on YouTube. You guys are fantastic. I appreciate you guys. I got the PC fundraiser Cash App over on YouTube, fam, if you want to donate to that. And I'll give you guys an update. We're almost to a $1,000 for the new PC fund. Almost at 1,000. I think we're at like 950, somewhere around there for the new PC fund for the new studio engine. It's going to be running this show for the foreseeable future. It's time to retire this old PC. It's going to be handed down to my boys. And we need to upgrade, unfortunately, to Windows 11. But that's where we're going to be going, guys. Going to get a new desk, new PC engine, and it's going to be absolutely fire, guys. And streams are running pretty well. The streams have been running pretty well, guys. But yeah, we're almost, I think we're around $950 from Cash Apps throughout this last week. You guys have been crushing it, and I just can't thank you all enough. I cannot thank you all enough. So whatever we don't get from that, we'll do on the 30th for pill.net for that fundraiser to finish it off. So guys, everyone's talking about the snow, right? Everyone's freaking the fuck out. Should we? I don't know. Let's watch this video, guys, and take a watch. See you on the other side of the intro. Here we go.
Does anybody have a clue what's going on with this big storm? Because the range that they're giving, like, you know, when you order a home appliance for delivery, they go, yeah, no, we'll be there anytime between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. That's how they sound with this storm. They're like, yeah, it can be cold or it can end the world. If I were you, I would prepare for either 2 inches or 17 feet of snow within that range. There's going to be a lot of ice, or honestly, there may be no ice. And this thing can start probably in the morning, maybe in the afternoon, potentially in the evening. So I would just be ready. And lastly, I would also prepare for this to not happen at all. You know what I mean? So it could be anything, really. And that's it for the weather report. What's going
Society's fan, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe and non on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow. Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring it all to light, all the plans they conceal. Grab your flashlight, it's time to go down the rabbit hole. It's dark and hell is hot, dealing with satanic souls. The tide is turning, patriots are now in control. Apply aggressive pressure right now until they fold, stay woke. Open up guys and keep them peeled. All they do is lie, realize not everything is real. Through Project Looking Glass, the future is revealed. Future proves past, but there won't be any deals. No time like the present for this music with the message. It's the method to my madness, beat the madness to my method. Give you nothing but the truth now to capture your attention. Broke free from the matrix, master the dimensions. People swear they know the truth, but aren't asking any questions. Confirmation bias, so they pass on interventions. For those who know the truth, but they pass
is just a mention of anything you might say that passes their defenses. Wake up, and don't you dare go back to sleep. Always keep one eye open for demons on the creep. Once you turn into a wolf, you won't ever be a sheep. A worldwide awakening, so now run and tell your peace. Woke Society's fam, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe and non on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow. Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring it all to light, all the plans they conceal.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Sky here from Woke Societies. It's episode number 1036. It's January 23rd, 2026. Welcome to all of our friends over on Rumble, Kick, X, YouTube, and of course, my favorite fam over on Pilled.net. You guys, did you guys see the new homepage on Pilled? It's got a featured video section now of live streams as they're going on, so you guys can scroll right through the main streams that are on. Right at the home screen. It's looking super profesh, and Matt's just pumping this shit out. They are pumping shit out. And shout out to the Pill team. Shout out to the Pill team. Jiminy Cricket, thank you, my friend. Let me take a look. Awesome. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for that generous donation, my dude. I appreciate that. Just got to the phone, man. Thank you so much, my dude. I appreciate that. You guys rock. Thank you for the love, the donations. We got Cyber, Omazon, Donnie out there again when the ship just got home. 0 degrees cold for sure. Bruh, it is fucking cold, dude. It's cold, but at least it's leaving you guys. It's heading our way now. And it's going to be a bitch. Gonna be a bitch. Thank you, Donnie, for the ship. Andy B. Tusa for the 7K. Bring it on. And by the way, your weather is loose, and you need to corral it back in. Yeah, man, you guys are getting it. I don't know what Tennessee is getting. I know they were, I think the Valley is getting snow. I was like looking around Nashville where we used to live. And I think they're just getting like sleet now, which you guys would rather have the snow than the sleet, but it's crazy. Wix Vixa, is that a bag of onion rings? Nope. Sourdough pretzels. Sourdough pretzels. And thank you, Dr. Sean. Says simply with 3,000 Go pills, ice is gay. All right, well, that's one way to put it if you want, if you want to put it that way. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, everybody talking about all this crazy fucking weather that's going down right now. And even Trump is like, yo, you guys know it's coming, right? Record cold wave expected at 40 states. Rarely seen anything like it before. Could the environmental insurrectionists please explain whatever happened to global warming? Even Trump's been talking. Trump has been he's been talking shit basically since 2 days ago. I mean, he carried that energy over from Davos, and he has not been holding back ever since, and he shouldn't be. He absolutely shouldn't be. And the best part about all this is that while he's talking all this kinds of shit, and I think even what's it called? Christy Noem from the DHS. She is getting all kinds of FEMA people together, all kinds of resources together, and everything going down for these storms. So they're getting ready. This isn't like a Democrat administration. You know how they just leave people to freeze to death and die while they just pour money into illegals, let them take your welfare, your taxes, your homes, your education. This is actually called America First, which is pretty crazy because when American citizens are going to get hurt, possibly killed from a bad weather event, this administration is always on top of it and they're ready to go. And it's the Midwest really coming out to the East Coast from what we could see to the Carolinas. You guys have been getting a ton of ice, a ton of ice, and in the sleet and the ice rain, that's going to really kill infrastructure. But guys, just prayers up for everybody. Prayers up for everybody, and we'll see where it ends up going. But even Trump's got to talk some shit. Trump's got to talk some shit, guys, and he absolutely deserves to do it. And while this is all going down, the main game that we've been seeing here has been the fraud. The fraud being revealed all over the place out in Minneapolis. And we've been saying, and I know there's some people that live in Minnesota in this chat. And I want to know, how cold is it in your state right now, out in that city? I would love to know, because I wanted to see if those protesters, the paid actors that they are, I wanted to see if they were actually going to go out and do what they do at minus 25 degrees. Because that is some legit fucking cold there. And these soy boys have no meat on their bones because all they drink is vegan slushies and shit. Minus 11, God knows whatever else. Minus 11 in Duluth right now. Yeah, minus 45 with the wind chill. I mean, that's the type of weather that if your skin is out and exposed, it's going to be you're going to get frostbite. Minus 30 last night. Izzy says at 12, but it's sunny. It's negative 12, but it's sunny. No sense, no feeling. Yeah. So that's why I was wondering, are these protesters going to go out there? Because as we saw yesterday, we got some new mugshots, guys, of the retards that wanted to raid the church in St. Paul. And here they are. Here they are. Obese black women that hate whites, part of BLM, destroying their cities. And we got some new profile pics of these clowns. Here's the retarded PR veteran that never went to combat. Here he is. Notice he's not smiling because his teeth are so jacked up. Hilarious to me that this retard was also picked up. And also, this one, we don't know what guys, this is the problem these days. All the single men out there, be careful. Because you don't know what chick is going to have a dick. And this is a prime example of that. I mean, my God, it looks like this bitch fell off a tree. Kevin says the Target Center Minneapolis is hosting the rally of the radical left right now. They appear to be filing the building. Yes, absolutely. And these unions as well have been really racking up all kinds of anti-ICE walkouts. They're trying to stage these things. It's from the teachers' unions, from the carpenters, you name it. They are trying to galvanize and do as much damage to the economy and also as much damage to these cities to get their progressive agenda basically out there. And basically they want to abolish ICE. That's really their end goal here, to get ICE out and make it as hard as possible to deal with these people. And I know what everyone was saying, and I had a not a popular take about Don Lemon yesterday. I know everyone's been asking about Don Lemon. Everyone's been asking about him, and I said, guys, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to slap the handcuffs on Don Lemon, because he's going to use the shield of a journalist. That's what he's going to do, and it has to be a straight fire case of charges that they can nail Don Lemon with and also convict him. That's what he needs. That's what we need to happen. And we know the judge didn't sign off on it. We were saying yesterday that there's going to be possibly other means to get this guy to go down. And I was wondering when this retard was going to come out and start talking shit again, because he can't help himself. And again, he feels emboldened to go and do this. And well, he went on his bullshit podcast that no one's listening to, but here's a clip of it. And he's basically telling everyone that they owe him an apology, and he's not backing down. We saw what happened with the woke farmer when he told Pam Bondi to come get him, you traitorous bitch. You all remember that? Well, he's in jail right now. Here's Don Lemon.
Look, I stand proud and I stand tall. This is not a victory lap for me, because it's not over. They're going to try again, and they're going to try again. And guess what? Here I am. Keep trying. That's not going to stop me from being a journalist. You're not going to diminish my voice. Go ahead, make me into the new Jimmy Kimmel if you want. Because I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to believe the same things, whether you want to, whatever. None of this is about justice. This is about power, and it's about people who are incompetent. Look,
So he went on a huge tirade on his bullshit podcast because he had to do something to make himself relevant, and this was the closest thing that he could possibly do. And with where that's going, fam, we are going to have to find out from Pam Bondi and the DOJ. There was one other clip I'm trying to find here of this douchebag, and let me see if I can find it here real quick. Because in one of the clips that he is referencing here, I do believe he calls out Pam Bondi specifically by name and tells her to come get him. Let me see if I can find that real quick, guys. I thought I had it queued up here. Let me see and do this live, shall we? Let's do this live. It's all about it's all about cocksucking Don Lemon. That is the top post here. The top post calls out Pam Bondi. Let me see. Let me see if I can get that up here real quick. And guys, we're already at 10,000 gold pills. That is absolutely fantastic. I think that's the one we just played. I think that is the one we just played. Yeah, pretty sure this is it.
because it's not over. They're going to try again, and they're going to try again. And guess what? Here I am. Keep trying. That's not going to stop me from being a journalist. You're not going to diminish my voice. Go ahead, make me into the new Jimmy Kimmel if you want.
We just played this.
Because I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to believe the same things, whether you want to, whatever. None of this is about justice. This is about power, and it's about people who are incompetent.
So basically calling out the entire DOJ. Doesn't name Pam Bondi. I'm pretty sure he does another clip. I just can't find it at the moment. But he is trying to goad the DOJ and call them out and basically saying, come get me, because I'm not going anywhere. And I'm telling you guys this simply for the reason that it's going to be a little bit tougher to get charges to stick to him, unfortunately. But according to Harmeet Dillon, they have other ways and means to do this, and they are going to go to the ends of the earth. And she says he is not out of legal jeopardy.
So are we going to do it?
Well, we are going to do it because that's what is required for justice here. And from Sunday, when I first saw the video that Don Lemon himself put out about his conduct that day, it was clear to me that we had the predicates for pursuing FACE Act and conspiracy. We did our homework, sent prosecutors there to the ground, took affidavits, took evidence. They buttressed the case that we could witness from Lemon's own testimony and statements and admissions against interest in his own videos. And we have aggressively and very rapidly sought legal process. Now, I will say it's been a little frustrating because for 48 hours between the time that we sought these arrest warrants and the time that we were able to make arrests and say what the judge did in refusing to sign off on Lemon's, it had to stay silent. We have certain protocols here at the Department of Justice, but he is not out of legal jeopardy. And he has lawyered up. He has a prominent lawyer. And, we're going to...
Which I said he would, guys.
...pursue this to the ends of the earth.
Good. So it's not over. He's not out of the woods just because this one magistrate judge decided not to sign off on the warrant.
And that's why I told you guys. The left, these socialists, they will do everything they can to fund whatever and whoever they want. Because Don Lemon is still, he's a nobody to most people. I mean, he was somewhat prominent on CNN, but he was fired for being a complete degenerate. You guys are calling him Stinky Fingers. He's disgusting. He's absolutely fucking disgusting. And not only that, he's a full-blown racist to boot. And apparently he's a misogynist as well. He's exactly what you would think a super woke leftist would be. And he's disgusting. And he was going to get a prominent lawyer, which he does have. And they know that. And that's why I've been saying they are going to have to make sure they have everything in order to take this guy down. Because he said, I stand proud, I stand tall, keep trying. Keep trying, he says. And I know they will. Because all this guy has been doing is planting seeds of poison in and around every community, every person he talks to and engages with. And guys, I would love to see Don Lemon go to prison. In fact, part of me believes Don Lemon would love to go to prison just so he can get a new dick put in his ass. It's disgusting, I know. But this is how this stuff works. It's gross. It's absolutely gross. On the other hand, though, guys, as I showed you yesterday, you have the Somalis closing up shop in a lot of their prominent business, not just in Minneapolis, but also in Maine now. ICE is raiding Somalis in Somaliland all over Maine at this point. And these operations are spreading because guess what? ICE has been hiring. The resources and the billions and billions of dollars have been given to ICE, and they're hiring like crazy. And they're getting spread out to all of the major hubs of fraud. And all the media is honing in that media on these Democrat sanctuary cities. And that's why it looks like it's a shit show. But I can promise you guys right now, the majority of the operations happening around the country are not a shit show. They're going flawlessly and seamlessly. And they're taking these illegals out of the country, which is exactly what we voted for. And we know how bad it is. Actually, we don't know the extent of it yet. We don't know the extent of it yet as far as the number in the billions in fraud. Okay? We know what it is somewhat in Minneapolis. And you've seen the Somalis get very, very upset to the point of anger and even in some cases violence as this is getting exposed. And we showed you yesterday Juicy Somaliette. And you guys are wondering where this thing came from about the rice and the bananas. Well, this is where it came from, guys. You literally cannot make this up. When we say the low IQ for these people is seriously under retardation and disabled, we weren't joking.
So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's a lot. It's like, it's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice. You know, people don't really see like, you know, it's, you know, people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like that combination of banana and rice, but you're gonna get what I mean.
Retard alert.
So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali,
I need rice and banana stickers. I need rice and banana stickers in the chat.
Isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice. You know, people don't really see like, you know, it's, you know, people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like that combination of banana and rice, but you're going to get what I mean.
I think, guys, we all lost some IQ, and I think that's a good comparison, Kim Iowa. The AOC of the Somalians. Juicy Somaliette, right? ICE agents called her the N-word. Said this is MAGA country, right? Tossing her in cars, beating the shit out of her. She has scrapes on her forehead that no one has seen or heard of. Just a big-ass banana. And you wonder why, guys. We're not joking. Again, this has nothing to do with racism, okay? Zero to do with racism. It has everything to do with the reality of the situation. These people they're low IQ. They are low IQ, and the more that we see this, the more that this is exposed, it exposes everybody from the governor, his administration, the mayors, and the politicians that absolutely are helping these people, because there is no way these people set up all this fraud by themselves. It's not happening. It is not happening, from the money laundering to setting up the businesses to how they get the funds, how they fill out the paperwork. There is no way these people did this shit on their own. And it's blatantly obvious with anyone that has common sense. And this is why ICE and all these other agencies have been out in Minneapolis, out in Minnesota. Because it is a ground zero for the fraud that's been happening out there. And this is why I was talking about all the weather and these protesters and these socialists that are out there. Are they going to withstand the next week's weather? Because it's already here. From Pax Americana, a message and a story shared with me this morning from an anonymous DHS patron on the ground and MPLS right now. It is about -20 in Minneapolis right now, -31 with the wind chill. I was leaving the building we were all held up in. I think we've stacked close to 2,000 people in a building designed for 500. I ran into a grunt officer who's been sent here from Miami. He clearly had just got back from an operation. Dude looked absolutely exhausted. We talked a little shit about how bad the weather sucks, how tired everyone is from the op tempo. We get outside. I ask him point blank how he feels about risking his life going up against Arctic temperatures, criminals, and riders. He stops, looks at me, and says, quote, "Doesn't matter. We do the job." Yeah. Then he walks off and jumps in a car to get on another target. No less than 10 seconds later, one of the garage doors where teams are staging at opens, and about 15 to 25 guys roll out in full kit and hop in cars for a different target set. Guys are risking it all in -40 temperatures to grab foreign invaders getting attacked by the very same countrymen they are trying to protect, with an entire city mobilized against them. They don't even think of stopping for 1 second. They don't eat. They barely sleep. They survive on nicotine and black coffee and the occasional MRE. Not one of the dozens, if not hundreds of men I've talked to even thinks of quitting. Everyone, even senior leadership, is out there right now. There's equivalent of general officers out there on the ground making arrests and fighting through protesters along their guys. And guys, this is so fucking cool reading this, because I just watching so much war and war movies and studying so much war in my life, and the most successful leaders and the true legends that lead men and lead armies and have these epic stories of conquering and victory were the generals that were in the trenches with their men on the front lines, just like they were. And this sounds exactly like what we're seeing here with ICE. It all goes from the top down, and they are unified. From the Trump administration, from the messaging coming from J.D. Vance, from Rubio, from DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, all the way down. The admin will have your back. The guy that got hit by a car that shot Renee Good, have you seen any prosecutions from the administration coming at him? No, it's going to come from the left. It's going to come from the family. That's absolutely most likely going to happen at some point. But they have their back. Absolutely. I've never seen commitment like this before. These men are genuine heroes, heroic. I don't know if you meant heroic. They're putting it all on the line every second of every day. They know that the political winds can shift and that all of the work and sacrifices and dangers could be for nothing. They even know they'll probably face serious retribution for doing the right thing, but they don't care. They're still getting after it. Please keep these men and women in your prayers. They're a force of 20,000 going up against 20 million. Do everything you can to support them. Donate to their charities. GoFundMe pages, that stuff. Call in fake ICE locations on the trackers to distract the protesters. Tell everyone you know about the good work these guys are doing. If you can help ICE and CBP in any small way, do it. Thank you and Godspeed. And that's why I was telling you guys out there, if you guys encounter an ICE agent in your neighborhoods, in your communities, the least you can do is go up to them and thank them for their service and thank them for what they're doing. And if you feel like buying them a drink, buying them some food, have at it. Because when you see that number, the 20,000 against the 20 million, that's truly what it is. That's what it is. And they are doing this, a job that could easily get them killed. Easily get them killed. The way they are, the way that these soy boys and soy girls, these socialists, they're dangerous. They are dangerous. Absolutely no doubt. And you guys saw what he said about calling in fake ICE locations for raids to fuck with these leftists. I've been showing you guys throughout the week this Blue Lives Matter account that has been putting out some amazing content here on what they've been doing to these socialists. They posted again today. Stop what you're doing. We have a pretty huge update and confession about this whole report ICE activity hotline situation. By about 1 a.m., we had reports come in from numerous states that there had been, quote, incidents at a number of biker bars last night. Oh, no. Oh, no. It turns out that, quote, report ICE activity hotlines had received, quote, tips about, quote, off-duty ICE agents drinking at dozens of bars. Those bars just so happen to be biker bars owned and frequented by individuals who haven't always been on the right side of the law. ICE protesters were alerted and given the addresses of these bars. according to friends of ours across the country, beta soy boy, gender fluid communist, meal team sixers, they call them, showed up with their F-ICE flags and tried barging into these bars. Except there was no ICE agents drinking there. As a wise man once said, now yous can't leave. To clarify, we absolutely did not report those addresses to the Report ICE activity hotlines. That's ridiculous, guys. What kind of people do you think we are? Nah, we simply provide the Report ICE activity hotlines to the good old boys that drink at those bars and ask them if they wanted to have a fun night. Hey, leftists, we've been warning you. There'd be a time when the people who just want to be left alone get off the sidelines. Keep going, children. We're in this for the long haul, and we're really, really good at it. If you have a phone or fingers to type, you can get in the fight and help protect ICE and law enforcement. Below, you'll find the Report ICE activity hotlines. Have fun and blast this thing all over the internet. They tag Trump, Kristi Noem, all of Tom Homan, all these people. Elon Musk. They're calling it Operation Fake Out. And here are all of the hotlines that they have that these rapid response groups are using to go and smother ICE when they're out on the streets arresting pedophiles, murderers, rapists, you name it. And if you guys want the link to this, this is what this was the picture they used for the for this post. Almost 1 million views. I'm going to copy this for you guys. This is how the good guys are fighting back with their own information warfare. These soy boys showed up to these biker bars thinking ICE agents were going to be there drinking, and they walked into a bear trap. They walked into a bear trap. They're wasting their resources. They're wasting their time. They're wasting their energy. And it's oh so damn hilarious. And they're going to keep up at it, and they're going to continue to do this over and over again. It's absolutely hilarious. So I think it goes, it's a lot of the Democrat states. I even think there's one for Tennessee as well. Yep, we're the last one. Tennessee Immigrant and Refugee Rights Coalition. Sounds something a woke leftist absolutely would come up with. Memphis, you name it. Ice Watch Rhode Island, North Carolina, New York City. They all have these, they all have their little networks set up for these rapid response groups, guys. And like I told you, this is all coming from the top down as far as leadership. And here's Greg Bovino saying that nothing is going to slow us down. We don't care. We will carry on.
Or two, I can guarantee you that. Look at MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, from back in the 80s and 90s. That organization popped up because a lot of children were getting killed by drunk drivers. Well, what about the angel moms now? How many victims of illegal aliens that should not be here in the United States are causing family separation for American citizens that's not reported on by most news media outlets? How many does it take? I'd like to ask, excuse me, PBS or CNN or any of the other outlets. How many? How many does it take? I'd love that question. There's another phenomenon there. I would love that question answered. But the fact of the matter is we do have angel moms. A lot of them, unfortunately. It's very heartbreaking to meet them, although they're not reported on very much. Heartbreaking. But we're here to ensure there are no more angel moms. We don't want more angel moms, and that's why Marcos and I are here. U.S. Border Patrol, ICE, and his allied law enforcement teams. We're going to take, again, these criminal aliens off the streets that you see behind us and that I've shown you this morning. We're going to take them off the streets wholesale. It's on.
Wholesale.
We won't quit. Thank you for your time this morning. I'll introduce Mr.
The message is loud and clear, guys. This is why you have this amazing ICE force out there doing what they're doing, and they don't stop. They don't quit. They're not going to. They have a mission, and that mission is to get as many of these fuckers out of the country as much as possible. And for everyone else that wants to toy with these people and waste their resources and time, because it was only a matter of time before it started to get organized and happening. You have veterans, law enforcement. They are all gathering together their own time and money to go do this to help ICE, and it is helping them a lot, and I'm sure they appreciate it. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You could always be like this guy to delegitimize the protesters, because this is absolutely just hilarious. The squirt is pee. I love the random messenger protester that's out there just among them, walking with them, and has signs about shit that has nothing to do with what they're protesting, and he's just going with it. He's just going with it. Ain't no one gonna stop that. If you're like, bro, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just protesting squirt is pee. It's like, you guys are talking about ice, I'm talking about pee. There's not really too much difference there. Dude, it's absolutely hilarious. Thank you to Just Fed Up with a cookie. Super D says it was a shit show at the gas station this evening because you know how it is in the South. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, our grocery stores were ransacked, and it's gonna be worse tomorrow. But I just have some last minute things to get tomorrow, not food wise, but just some things to show up around the house in case the power goes out. But yeah, no, it's coming. It is coming, and we're getting ready just in case shit really hits the bed. Thank you, Super D. DK Anon says a can from 68 degree Phoenix. My God, 68 degrees. In Arizona, the best part is watching snow is on the TV. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you, DK Anon. Andy B2 says hats off to the Blue Lives Matter crew who are providing decoys for the real ice raids. Yes. Patriots, in my opinion. Donnie says Minneapolis police are quitting and joining ICE. That's right. I mean, why not? Why not? The police are not, they've been ordered not to help ICE in that city, and they're not. So they'll quit and go work for ICE. It's perfect. Bobby Digital says bananas and rice, bruh. Bananas and rice, dude. I don't know if anyone's ever had that, but my God, it sounds disgusting. Big Bird with oh my God with the bananas and rice emoji. Condition Base says 20,000 American heroes against 20 million. Sounds about right. Love it, dude. It's like 300, right? Dr. Shaw the Cookie said they're trying to trigger the Obama Civil War. And ZZ says, staying in Austin for the storm, almost 70 now, will drop to the 20s. These people cleaned out the grocery store, 0 chicken, and only Wagyu beef left. Dude, that's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, the Wagyu beef, yeah, because what? How much is it per pound? It's like easily over $100, depending how good it is. I don't know if I've had Wagyu beef in my life. That needs to change, though. It's too damn expensive. Too damn expensive. But if you're making Wagyu beef during a storm, you're living a pretty damn good life. A really good life. But as we've been saying, guys, Minneapolis is not the only one. Everyone's wondering, like, how bad it is in a place like California. Well, JD Vance had some insight on that and what he thinks is the probability of that fraud, and it could be even more. Take a listen.
How many more arrests do we think we're going to see nationwide? I mean, look, I think we have a fraud problem that is much worse in California than it is in Minnesota. I was talking actually to our small business administrator. I think she's found probably $500 million of fraud in Minneapolis and the broader Minnesota area. I think she's found $7 billion worth of fraud in California. So this is unfortunately a problem that is much bigger than Minnesota, but it's also, it highlights how absurd
$7 billion
this effort to prevent the immigration enforcement is. If you look at blue states, blue cities, you look at Memphis, Tennessee, not a Republican mayor. You look at red states like Texas, but blue cities like Austin, you do not see this level of chaos over the enforcement of our immigration laws. What you have is a small band of very far left people who are doing everything that they can, up to and including assaulting law enforcement officers and raiding churches to try to make ICE out to be the ultimate enemy and to kind of engage in this weird small-scale civil war against federal immigration law. It's absurd. It's added a lot of chaos here in Minneapolis, and it's one of the problems why I'm here to fix it.
Absolutely crazy. It's probably more than 7 billion, guys, and I have to imagine New York is probably on the same level, if not worse. And all this stuff's coming out. All of it is. And what's crazy about this as well, you're seeing the elitists in this country, particularly in Silicon Valley, the ones that were super pro-Democrat for the longest time. They've been Democrats probably almost their entire lives. These billionaires are seeing the socialist games, and they want nothing to do with it. David Sachs put this out. Democrat billionaires in Silicon Valley are learning play socialist games, win socialist prizes. Says it's an awakening for a lot of people, said one of the most impacted, well-known, and beloved founders I spoke with, and it seems to be an awakening for Democrats specifically. If it does or doesn't pass, this is the single most radicalizing, red-pilling thing to ever happen to push them into the arms of the Republican Party. And I think it makes clear more than anything else that happens, that it's not about helping the poor, but impoverishing the rich. And the pain is part of the point. That's a new realization for a lot of people. And you guys have all heard about taxing the rich. It's one of AOC's biggest monikers. Tax the rich. And it's the same way that the income tax that we all have to pay now, the federal income tax, all came about because they were making funds, trying to bring in funds for the war. And what happened? The income tax stayed, and it's been there ever since. People that live in California, these other states, these rich billionaires, millionaires, they are going to be taxed even more to death. And they see it as an attack, and they want nothing to do with it. So you have the full circle coming around to these billionaires, and they're realizing, damn, the Democrat Party is no longer what it used to be. It is now the Democrat Socialist Party, and that is where it's going. Another billionaire said it seemed from conversations he'd been having with other men impacted by the ballot proposition that it would harm the Democrat Party, saying, quote, the vast majority of people affected by this are Democrats, including many of the biggest donors to the party. He characterized this as a catalyzing event among Democratic donors, many of whom he was now privately engaging with, unlike any other issues I've seen. Yes, he said there was a big leopards eating faces element to this, but actual asset seizure was truly not something any of them expected. And now these billionaires are feeling it. Now they are seeing it. They didn't give a shit about any of this before. Why would they? They were untouchable for the longest time. The old school blue dog Democrat Party was who represented them. And it's not the case anymore. And times are changing radically, very quickly. And they are soon realizing, man, oh man, we might have to jump ship and move to the other side. And that's where I think things are going, guys. Despite whatever people are saying about the midterms, despite what people are saying about, the future elections, it is what it is. It's too far out to really know for sure how that's all going to go down. But all I can tell you guys is that the numbers that are coming out of this administration, particularly the FBI, are insanely impressive. And this is why I don't care what the black pillars say, what the poll numbers are saying. People polling out of MAGA, this coalition that we had in 2024. You had a lot of fair weather voters, guys, and we knew this. A lot of them are libertarians. A lot of them. Straight down the middle. They are not diehard at MAGA. And we knew they wouldn't have the stomach to stick around, even if a little bit of what they wanted started to not happen the way they wanted. They'd start saying, oh my God, can't do this, we have to go back to being Democrat. That's what you're seeing a lot of, okay? There's a lot of blackpilling around that as well. But you know what? I don't give a shit about that. Because numbers like this that I'm seeing coming out of this administration on a daily basis, that is literally making this country safer every day. Murders have plummeted more than 20% in the U.S. last year, the largest drop on record ever, guys. Murders plummeted more than 20% in 2025 from the year before, the single largest one-year drop on record, and it might be the lowest murder rate in the United States since 1900. The annual crime trends report analyzed data from 40 large cities across the United States for 13 different crime types, including murder, carjacking, theft, and drug offenses. I wonder, guys, why is that? Maybe when you bring ICE to these places to round up these illegals that account for a majority of the violence and murders and the rapes, and you send them back to the prisons and back to where they came from, crime drops. Maybe when you send the National Guard to a city like DC and completely halt all the crime, you can just do things and make your community safer. I mean, gee, guys, isn't this what we voted for? I know I did. We got carjackings down 61%, shoplifting down 10%, in general and overall crime rate decline with violent crimes at below levels seen in 2019. Researchers pointed towards multiple reasons for the large drop in homicides, but cautioned that identifying decisive factors with certainty is challenging. And all that is, guys, is propaganda. All this is propaganda because the fake news, the news that supports the destruction of our country, that loves open borders, cannot say themselves it has everything to do with, or a majority to deal with, all the illegals getting deported. That is what they're not telling you when they say this, and they will not admit that. They can't admit that because that's the truth. That's the truth. We know it's the truth. It's not some mystery. What changed, guys, last year? Oh, that's right. Trump got in the White House and actually with his ICE agents and Kash Patel's FBI, you got FBI agents actually being cops again and not hunting down MAGA Republicans for putting Facebook posts up that went up against the left's ideology. That is not some coincidence. Not by a long shot. And I'm sure you guys heard today, this is like the modern day. I can't remember who it was. They compared him to a big-time drug lord. He was arrested today, and Kash Patel said this, and I think he was on the top of the FBI's top 10 wanted. And he was arrested today. They did an operation in Mexico, and they got him today.
Sinaloa cartel poured narcotics into the streets of North America and killed too many of our youth and corrupted too many of our citizens. And that ends today. I also want to have a tremendous shout out to the government of Mexico. President Sheinbaum, Secretary Harfouche, and the military and law enforcement officers of Mexico worked hand in glove with our teams on the ground there to apprehend last night in Mexico City, Ryan Wedding. I was privileged to be there.
Ryan Wedding, that's his name.
On a previously planned trip, and this was a great operation that came together through interagency success because no one behind.
There you go, Kanish Base, the modern day El Chapo. That's what I was trying to believe. That's what I was trying to think of. The modern day El Chapo was arrested today, fam. But guess what? The Black Pillars, anti-MAGA, no one's going to talk about it because it's not politicians and government officials on their list. Huge arrests going down. This is almost every day.
Behind me and to the side of me cares about credit. They care about putting away the bad guys and safeguarding our communities. That is the leadership that President Trump has brought to the presidency. That is the support that he has brought to law enforcement from coast to coast. And I just can't say how thankful I am to be a small part of this and lead the FBI. These men and women do the hard work. But when you go after a guy like Ryan Wedding, it takes a united front. And that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing global partnerships from coast to coast. I want to give a special.
You guys ever see Chris Wray doing press briefings like this? I really don't remember. I can't remember one. The only time we ever saw Chris Wray was after some terrorist bombed a place, and then he was giving a briefing report, or when Chris Wray was lying to Congress for the world to see. Seriously. You never saw this. What a change. What a change. And this was the video of him coming out of the plane. Of course, they wanted to show him off. This is a big arrest for Kash Patel. I'm pretty sure he was number 1 on the top 10 most wanted. They let him sit there, soak it in. Walking down. Maybe he wants some rice and bananas himself. I'm not sure. But, yeah. He's all cuffed up. He was in Mexico. And Kash Patel was walking right behind him. This is absolutely a big day for Kash, no doubt about it. These are big-time drug smugglers, guys. Big-time drug smugglers. And that's just going to make America safer every single day, fam. Every single day. We should be celebrating that, guys. This is him right here. Former Olympic snowboarder and FBI fugitive Ryan Wedding was arrested. Former Canadian Olympic snowboarder Ryan Wedding on FBI's 10 most wanted list has been arrested for allegedly leading a Sinaloa-linked transnational drug ring generating over $1 billion annually and orchestrating murders. AG Pam Bondi highlighted the operation's scope across U.S., Canada, Mexico, and Colombia. Wedding competed in the 2002 Olympics, finishing 24th in parallel giant slalom, whatever the hell that is. And there he is. That's him. And he gone now. He gone. So it's great news, fam. It is absolutely great news. So with that being said, guys, we need to move over to pill.net, make this exclusive. We're almost done here for the day, guys. Not really too much crazy news going on besides the board of the Institute of Peace that we're going to talk about here in a minute. So yeah, it's about that time. So guys, let's move over to pill.net from Kick, Rumble, X, YouTube. Thank you guys for joining me. I am still deciding, fam, if we are going to do a live stream tomorrow. The weather is going to be gnarly. The winds will be picking up, and I got to keep this place super warm or there will be problems in my house. So we shall see about the live stream on Saturday, and hopefully, guys, we have power on Monday, but everything will be determined on the weather. So, guys, we'll see you over on pill.net for the rest of the show tonight. Thank you all for supporting the streams, Cash Apps, all that good stuff. Thank you all. We'll see you over on Pilled. Bye, my friends. All right.